buying video games is so expensive and the consoles anymore. And it's nice that you're able to take the HD outputs and hook them right into the TV from the console. Sometimes, being a retro video game collector and not having a CRT TV, it gets kind of complicated. And there's a lot of options out there. Some are expensive, some are pretty cheap. I've gotten ones before. I recently got a Hyperkin for my Super Nintendo, which was able to convert it to HDMI out, and it was at best. So today we're gonna take a look at a cheap option that I found and that other people have found that is actually not that bad for its price. And so here's a AV to HDMI. Yo guys, what's going on? Cliffjumper 1984, Red Rocks, your favorite alcoholic Autobot, drinking that 25-ounce Tower of Power. Nothing wrong with gaming on a budget. I picked this up pretty cheap on Amazon. Maybe I can throw a little quick vid in here to see how much I paid for it. But yeah, it basically came like this. We got our little box here, which you put your AV inputs there and your HDMI output there. It does not come with the HDMI cable. You should have one basically if you have a lot of your current gaming. If not, it shouldn't be hard to get one at Best Buy, Amazon, eBay, Walmart. As well as you have to power it, so you get your I forget what type of plug that is, and of course your USB, and you're going to have to supply the power brick, as well as your user manual. If you're using this, you should probably get a good understanding and not need this. So what I think we're going to do is probably hook us up to a few consoles. Let's see what we got over here. We can hook it up. We've got a Nintendo, a Super Nintendo. Let's put the Wii to that. Is the Dreamcast AV out? I'm sure we can find something else. I know what PS2 is. So hey, let's hook us up to a few consoles and let's see how bad the lag is. First thing you'll notice on the upper left-hand corner is going to be, I guess, a little bit of information on the device. It will go away after a few seconds, no big deal. All you got to do is wait when you start it up. If you're doing some filming, obviously, like just right there, it'll go away. And of course, obviously, what we're playing is the United States version of Super Mario Bros. 2. It is actually my favorite Mario Bros. Game out of the 3 NES games. And it's weird because I like Castlevania 2, which is totally different. I like Mario Bros. 2, which is totally different. And I like Legend of Zelda 2, which is my favorite NES game, which is totally different. The first Legend of Zelda. And I did notice when hooking it up, I had a very slight little bit of lag. I said you'd probably have small to no lag. And the reason I found a little bit of lag is as I was filming this and watching it on my computer, the computer had no lag, but when it went from the computer to the box for the conversion for the video capture, that's where I got my little bit of input lag. Not a big deal. I did notice that on the bottom of the screen, a little bit of pixels shifting, but I see that on the TV. I'm sorry, I did not see that on TV, but I did notice that on the computer, but it wasn't happening all the time, and you'll probably notice it through one or two of the games. As you can see, I'm all but not really missing a beat on this. I'm pretty good at Mario Bros. 2. I can usually beat it in about, 30-35 minutes if I'm taking my time. Excuse me, and using some warps and everything like that. Next up, we're going to check us out some Punch-Out. This is not the Mike Tyson's version. I think with this, I definitely noticed more of the lag And again, that's from going from the capture device into the TV too, which didn't help. Because in Punch-Out, you gotta be so precise. There's times before that I've breached this game. I actually just recently uploaded a live video a couple days before this was uploaded, and I didn't do so well, but we were going through the upscaler into the capture box and capture card or whatever to upload to YouTube. And that's, again, where we're getting some more lag. It's kind of being like on a broken record, but that's really the only problem we're seeing. Glass Joe is easily a pushover. I still obviously had no problem controlling it and being able to take him down. Star Punch, always for the one-shot kill. 141, that's not too bad with the what little bit of lag I experienced. Of course, anyone can take Glass Joe out in what, like under a minute if you know what you're doing. Easily. And like I said earlier before, Legend of Zelda 2 is my favorite NES game. I had to, of course, hook this bad boy up to see how it was. It's another game where you gotta be a little bit precise in some of the slashing, and that's when it comes to facing some of the dark nuts in the palaces and stuff like that. There's a lot of, with the crouching, the stabbing has to be a little bit on. I couldn't remember how far I was at. It was the first time I played this cartridge. This is actual an NES cartridge. Or filming from an actual Nintendo. Very little problems at all playing it, but I guess it would really have to come on if you were in a palace again. Taking the time and with some of the darkness here, I'm not even getting in any real battles, are I? Yep, again right there, a little bit of slashing was off. The stabbing, I should say. Aha. Now let's take a look at another game that takes a little bit of speed. Shatterhand. I hate people who kind of use that anymore, even though I did a video on top 5 other hidden gems. I guess you can call this a hidden gem, but when it's 2022 and we're on YouTube, pretty much no NES game is a hidden gem anymore, right? I guess it's an unsung hero game. I don't know how you class that, but anyway, it's definitely a badass game. And you're jumping and you're punching because you've got just a short attack range. You've got to be pretty close, so you got to be on point. And my wife actually picked this up at a yard sale a few years ago, and that's $30 for it. I think it's going for around 60 to 65 loose right now in 2022. Jeez. It is definitely a game that is worth playing, though. I found very, very little problems, again, with what very, very small lag. I don't even think there was no lag in this game. My favorite black box game on the NES, it definitely probably makes my top 5, will have to be Balloon Fight. And this is one of the games that I can just whoop its ass. I don't know what it is about Balloon Fight. It's a game that makes me keep coming back. I guess it's because definitely probably the tight control. Ooh, I took a spill there. I rarely ever die in the second stage. But this game makes me keep coming back again because of the tight controls, how fun it is, and it's a quick pick-me-up game. It's something you can sit down and have fun with for 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and something you'll come back to. We're going to move on to the next console, and if you don't know that title, we're looking at the Super Nintendo, and this is Donkey Kong Country. Wow, and that's actually been a long time since I've ever plugged this into the Super Nintendo. This copy is actually my wife's. I got rid of my copy way back when the first PlayStation came out. This is only my second stint of actually owning a Super Nintendo. I'm at about 50-something games. That's a story for another time. We're going to check out the way it at least looks. It doesn't look that bad at all. I remember looking at the graphics this time when it came out. This came out in 94. I probably didn't get this to 95. I would say so I got this the same Christmas that I got Super Metroid because I got Super Metroid right before Christmas. Beat that. Oh, excuse me, right before Christmas, and then I think I played this during Christmas vacation. It didn't take me too long to beat. I was probably just testing out the controls right here because it's probably been a long time. No, I said probably been. It's been a long time since I played this. I know I probably had it on the Virtual Console on the Wii U, I bet. Well, Wii, excuse me. No, maybe not. It wouldn't have been my first choice for a Super Nintendo game. I know that. It's probably because really the only levels that gave me any problem was the minecart stage. Let's take a look at a game I know like the back of my hand, and that is Capcom's Mega Man X. One of my top favorite Super Nintendo games. I would definitely probably rate it in my top 10, top 5. I actually did a video of my top 10 or 20 Super Nintendo games a long time ago. You should check that video out because the audio sucks. It's another game where you gotta get your jumping and shooting down precise. Probably again a little bit with the converter box and everything. It's gonna be a little bit off. Like I keep saying. You hear my cat meowing like a motherfucker in the background. Some of this is also a little bit of the Super Nintendo slowdown of everything that's going on. You'll get it come across on Nintendo Super Nintendo products. Genesis too. Something about this game makes me keep coming back. This is Robotech Battle Cry, and we are playing this on the GameCube. My name is Jack Archer, and I'm a pilot of the Robotech. The Wii is actually, when I started filming for this, it took so much to try and fish it out from where it was hooked to. I decided we were not going to hook the Wii up. It's weird. I love Robotech, Battletech, whatever you want to call it. Oh my gosh, I remember watching this in the reruns in the late 80s. I actually had a giant metal SDF-1 flying around in this. It seemed like everything was spot on. It was probably the best controlling game that I played on this whole thing. This game is pretty cool. It's very cheap. I do recommend playing it if you're a Robotech. It's not like I'm gonna say it's sort of faithful. It doesn't follow, you know, the pattern that it's supposed to, but it's kind of like a story that is sort of like one. So definitely pick it up if you'd like to, but it captured everything great. One of the 3 Zeldas that I've played that I haven't beaten. Obviously, Wind Waker's 1, Twilight Princess is 2, and Legend of Zelda was Oracle of Ages. I beat Seasons when it first came out. Funny thing was this, the only problem you could probably see me messing around saying, you know, what's he doing? Everything was spot on for this, but my biggest problem was at the time I had my TV way too dark because I always put it darker with filming behind me when I'm doing like my live shots, so I barely could see. I had the color and the contrast way down. Everything was spot on, and I wish I was at a spot where I had to save right for the minute some combat stuff so we could see that everything flowed very fluently. I really should go back and finish this. I actually have never played Majora's Mask, believe it or not. I said we were not going to be hooking up the Wii, but we were able to get the Dreamcast out. And yes, the Dreamcast is AV out. So we were able to hook it on up to the TV. Crazy Taxi. Wow, it's been a long time since I probably played it twice after I got it for Christmas, probably 2 years ago. And I actually really wanted a Dreamcast. And that was, what, third to last console I got until I hit 30 consoles and over 1,000 games before I started getting rid of a lot of my collection. Basically due to I had a lot of the stuff on my mini build, and some of the stuff didn't mean as much to me. When I could get it for cheap and everything was selling at a high dollar. Oh man, biggest thing with me for Dreamcast, when I wasn't really into gaming so much at the time, right before I got back into it, a lot of my friends I hung out with had a Dreamcast. I'd watch him and his brothers play it, just sit there and drink beer. I don't know, every once in a while when your friends play it, it's just cool as you play it. What are you, stupid? I'm not that good at this. Obviously, you can see my driving sucks. At least in this game, my driving in real life is bad. That's right. I think there's like some early '90s or late '90s, early 2000s alternative post-punk jams, and it's all right. And then there's some Offspring. I used to like older Offspring. One last video we're gonna check out is NFL 2K. And oh shoot, we're watching, of course, the Saints play the Bears, and I'm going to be the Saints because as I'm doing the commentary for this, which is a couple days after the filming was shot, I found out Sean Payton left New Orleans Saints, which that's my NFL team. I've been since about 2001, 2002, and the reason was basically because all my friends were really watching NFL at the time, made me get into it because that's what they were doing every Sundays, and I was just always going for the underdog. And Saints had one of the worst records at the time, and I just ended up liking them. And then now Sunday would start winning down the line with Drew Brees and everything, and people thought I was a bandwagoner, but no, still love them to the day. I'll root for them any day. As you see, I definitely did do so well there that first play or second play. The movement here, I had very, very little lag. It seems like more modern-esque consoles I get, I had the least lag I had, but still, the NES had very, very little lag to begin with. I virtually, had little to no lag in it. The picture seemed a little dark on my TV, but the way I could see what I was recording at the same time, putting it on my computer and everything, and the way it's going to end up showing up, it's as bright as you would want it to see. So that's a little odd. Color sometimes isn't that big of a deal, but then I haven't played a lot of dark games on it to see how bad that's going to affect anything. Music is spot on. It's just, again, for a cheap option for this, and I didn't even say you can even switch it from 720 to 1080p. That's pretty cool. I don't know if it's going to make a big difference, but for what I paid for it compared to what I paid for the last piece of upscaler I had, like I said, I had the Hyperkin upscaler that was for the Super Nintendo, and the lag was so bad, everyone kept saying, oh, switch it to video mode or game mode or something like that. I'm a techie. I know how to do most of that stuff. I tried everything. It didn't switch a damn thing, and it was horrible. And I have some lag on certain games on my built Super Nintendo Mini here with all the games that are built into that. This is actually the best option if I'm going to upload, definitely like Super Nintendo and regular Nintendo, like long plays, let's plays, and live streams and stuff like that, because the controls are going to be spot on. So what do you think about this? I highly recommend this. Everything, 10 out of 10, easily. Slap a like to this video down below, favorite it, tell a friend, subscribe. Until next time, like always, drink one on me.